Hello, beautiful people. This is the very under the weather Dr. Lisa Matthews from Atlanta Scalar. I'm going to do my story time with you. We're still in the chapter, My First Look at Heaven. When I broadened my view even more, I saw other landscapes, like deserts, snowy fields, coastlines, and grassy plains. These landscapes don't follow the same rules they do on Earth. Big surprise. There, I would expect to see a desert right next to a swamp. That would make no sense, ecologically or geographically, but that shit happens here. I could be in a desert, walk 10 steps in one direction, and suddenly be in a swamp. I also saw other, spirits like I did on the way to my life review. It's difficult to describe what other spirits look like because that's shifting all the time, depending on how I choose to perceive them and how they choose to be perceived. Interesting. When I was first exploring, the only way I can think to describe it is that everyone just looked normal to me, kind of unremarkable. It was comforting. They were doing their own thing. It wasn't like they were paying attention to me going, "Hey, new guy." But I still felt like they were acknowledging me in some way. There were animals too, forest animals like deer, birds, and squirrels. None of them seemed to be domesticated. There were also animals I'd never seen on Earth. I'm not talking about unicorns and shit like that. They were just life forces that are unique to heaven. One of the first unusual animals I saw was about the size of my hand. It was living in a tree, kind of like a squirrel would, and was covered with lots of colors, mostly bright yellows, dark browns, and black. It had feathers, not fur. Its tail was short, and its face was striped like a chipmunk's. I also noticed that there was something different about the sky. Or, I should say, that space above me, because it's not really the sky, like the sky on Earth. It didn't look like it belonged. It looked removed from the landscape, like it began thousands of miles away rather than merging seamlessly with the horizon, like it does on Earth. It's difficult to describe, but the sky just feels huge here, like driving through Montana on a clear day, but 1,000,000 times more intense. All the sights and sounds in this expansive landscape made me feel happy as hell, but at the same time it overwhelmed me a little bit. It's like being on overload, listening to 4 or 5 different songs at once. But as soon as I focused on my happiness, and only that, all of a sudden it was like I could hear all those songs harmoniously at the same time, clearly and easily. Actually, it's not like I had to focus on it to get it. It's almost like I had to disconnect and accept it. That's when I stopped feeling overwhelmed and started just feeling wonderment and even contentment. That's the end of that chapter, My First Look at Heaven. And we're going to Manifesting Things, chapter 12, which is next. All right. See you next week. Dr. Lisa Matthews, AtlantaScalar.com and ChannelingEric.com. Bye-bye.